What is going on? 2023 has been a whirlwind of a year, and to me and everyone that I speak to, they all say it flew by in a blink of an eye. I don't know if that's how you feel. How did your 2023 go? Did it fly right on by? Are you happy that it flew by? Have you reflected on what you did this year, what you accomplished, maybe what you failed at? It's always good to reflect at the end of the year to actually improve going into the next year of 2024. So in this video, I'm going to give you an honest reflection of my year of 2023 as a full-time real estate agent and real estate investor. And this is a little bit different of a video for me. I've never done anything like this, and it's kind of going a little bit more into my personal side and not necessarily just business. I'm going to touch on my business stuff, but I'm going to also touch on some personal things. I don't know if you guys are going to like this content. I don't know if it's going to hit you right. I don't know if you're even going to watch it. But if you do, I would greatly appreciate a like and hitting that subscribe button, as I will continue to release these videos every single week. So let's dive right on in to my 2023. So I'm going to start with the bad and the negative, because to improve my watch time duration, people like hearing about the bad stuff before they do about the good stuff, which is a little bit weird, but hey, we'll play into your guys' hands. So to give a little bit of context before I dive fully into the bad, I have to give a little bit of background, a little bit of context for you to fully understand. So about the end of last year, 2022, even though it's the end of this year, 2022, I had a busy month towards the end of the year. I basically bought my second duplex, became a full-time real estate agent, and switched brokerages, and quit my part-time job all in 1 month. It was a busy month for me, and basically that's the context you need, because my first failure, my first negative, is I completely overshot my real estate sales as an actual agent. I did not hit my goals. Am I sad about it? Absolutely. I'm a little bit disappointed, but I do have reasons of why I didn't hit that and know how to improve on those in this upcoming year, 2024. One of my biggest things was, again, I switched brokerages. For me, this was basically like starting a real estate career over again, even though I was 2 years into being an agent. The reason being is because of my old brokerage, they fed me leads, so I had the leads coming in, but I was also a part-time agent that was kind of half-assing it. I'm not going to lie. I was getting fed leads. I didn't have to do a bunch of output because I kind of got it, and then I would just spend my afternoons and weekends doing it. But again, when you get out of work around 1 o'clock in the afternoon and you still have to hit the gym, still have to cook dinner, still have to walk your dog, still have to make lunch, I know these are excuses, but I used them for the first 2 years. And I'm not using them anymore because I'm full-time. So that's really my biggest negative of 2023. And my other negative that I want to touch on is a little bit weird, and it might sound a little bit trite, but it's actually consistency. Now, the reason why consistency was a negative for me in this year was because some things I was consistently doing wrong. And one of those things was social media with my Instagram. I wasn't learning how to basically get accustomed to what Instagram wants to see. So I was getting a little bit too stuck in my ways where I would just keep releasing this content that looked the same. It had different stories and different lessons and was still super useful, but it wasn't meeting what Instagram wanted, so it wasn't reaching as many people as I would hope it would. So that one was probably my other downside, was I was just being a little too stubborn to learn, hey, this really isn't working anymore, let's shift it in and try to find what is. All right, so those are done with the negatives. I know you're probably sad, but I want to keep this kind of a brief video and not have it be an hour long. So now for the positives. This is the fun part for me. I love the positives. The whole year was a positive. I think it was the best year of my life. And the reason being is because I was just so independent. But let's not get off course. Let's dive into the 3 positives that I've really etched out and want to hit on. So the first positive is I read more books in a year than I've ever read in a year. I've read over 65 books this year. Now, this was an eye-opener for me. Not necessarily because of the only reason you think, but that was a huge reason. Of course, the actual content I'm learning and the stuff I'm reading about is a huge win, because I'm just expanding my knowledge and becoming better versed in kind of all of life, because I read everything from money and business to psychology and how the mind works, how the body works, the health, all that stuff. So I'm really getting good at expanding what I know. But the other eye-opening thing that I have fixed, I addressed it and I fixed it, was I was kind of being passive when I read. I would read it, but I wouldn't necessarily take anything in. And a lot of people have this problem, especially when they start out with reading again, because I feel like in high school, you didn't really get taught how to read properly. Or at least I didn't. I was from a small school in Lyndeborough, New Hampshire. We actually had two towns together, Wilton, Lyndeborough. Anyways, that's besides the point. So now what I do when I read is I always have a highlighter with me so I can highlight what's important and the things I'm taking from it. And then I also have my phone next to me, which can be a distraction for some people. So you have to be good on it, put it on airplane mode if you need to. But I use Notion, and I have pages dedicated for the books that I'm reading and the notes I want to take and make sure I make mark of. So that was one big thing, is improving how I read. And now I'm just getting so much more from the books. I can refer back to my notes, and it's just become a lot more efficient. Because yeah, it's cool saying, hey, I read 30 books in the last 4 months. But then you don't really remember much from them. It's kind of embarrassing. So I had to improve on that. Now the next win was actually for my health. And the reason it was for my health is because for the past probably 2 to 3 years, I've been on a health journey, really trying to do the weight loss, get better at just being better physically in shape. Because if you're in shape, I don't care what you say. You walk into a room and you're in shape, people accept you differently than if you're not. Trust me, I've been in both sides. It works. I'm not lying. That's how it works. You walk in, you're fat and sloppy, people don't take you as seriously if you're neat and fit. It's just the way it is. Take it up with them if you're mad. But I really have been doing good with that, and one of the biggest things I did this year was hybrid training when I found Nick Bear, the owner of BPN, and he really inspired me to do the hybrid training, which is a hybrid of doing cardio like running, which he implements a lot, and weightlifting to really build kind of a complete athletic body. And with that, I kind of found a new interest in running and actually enjoyed running for the first time in my life. This is completely wild to me. I never thought I would have enjoyed running, especially when I was 230 pounds. No, I didn't want to run. But this year, because of running, I got down to 176 pounds, which is the lightest I've ever been since probably like 3rd grade, and felt great. I did do some things wrong, which I'm going to improve on with diet-wise in the new year, but I ran my first half marathon, and it was really a great year for health. I would say out of the 365 days of the year, I'm not even lying when I say this, I bet 355 days I was working out, if not 360. It's really like my main priority is working out and eating healthy, because that really affects everything else you do in your life. It affects your job, it affects your relationships, it affects how you learn, it affects how you sleep, it affects everything. It's very important to do. So that was another massive win for me in 2023. And the last thing of a win for me was always having continuous improvement. Always improving on the things that you're already doing. So I kind of touched on this with one of the negatives of consistency, because I was consistently doing stuff, but kind of consistently doing stuff wrong. So when you're always improving, you're never hitting a peak, because there never is a peak. Because that next peak just turns into a stepping stone to get to the next peak. So when people think, oh, I've become a master. No, you didn't become a master at anything. Figure out the next challenge and go after that. And one of the big things for me on doing this, kind of sounds a little bit weird, was being independent. I always felt like I was independent, but I never really was independent. So this year was a huge year of independence for me and a lot of firsts. Like, it was my first time on an airplane. Yeah, it took me until 24 years old to get on an airplane. Not because I was necessarily scared, I just never had the opportunity. It was my first real estate conference. It was my first time running a half marathon. It was my first time of a full year of YouTube and a full year of putting out social media content on Instagram and just all social media platforms. I have become so much more comfortable on video. I can just pull out a video and just make something. I don't care how I'm perceived anymore. And it's not the fact that I don't care about your opinion, it's that I'm okay with how you receive me. if you like it or not. That's on you. I can't change it. I'm just going to act how I act. And if you like it, hell yeah. If not, hell yeah. I don't know. So that's one big thing I had, was just independence and really self-confidence, but also self-assurance. And just, again, not necessarily being like a hard-headed person saying, oh, my way's the only way or you aren't right. But I'm more sure of myself, of how I do things, what I do, why I do them. I have like a backbone to stand on now and give reason and not just bend to any rejection I get. So that was really a big thing on me, is admitting that I am always continuously learning. I'm never to the top of where I am, but yet I do have those things that I can stand on and say why I'm doing something, why I feel that's the right way of doing it. And one more thing I want to throw in this video. I know I had to throw in a bonus. I couldn't leave without a bonus. And that bonus is you. The reason being is because without anyone watching my videos, I probably wouldn't be making any more videos. There's someone watching on the other side, and hopefully someone that I'm helping on the other side. I have grown my YouTube channel over 195 people this year for subscribers. Thank you. I have gotten over 100,000 views on my YouTube. Thank you. I have grown my Instagram, and I have produced more short form content than I would have ever imagined I would have produced. And people actually receive it well. So I thank you for that, because without it, well, guess what? I might be making videos, but they're not helping anyone. So I really hope these kind of hit and maybe motivate you a little bit, maybe inspire you. Maybe you start investing in real estate. You learn about real estate investing. You learn to become a real estate agent. I don't know what you get from these videos, but I hope it's helpful. And again, all this consistently putting out videos, all this stuff at YouTube, I've put out over 52 videos this week, minimum of 1 a week. I'm actually ramping it up to 2 a week and seeing how that takes on the channel. So if you like this, again, hit that like and subscribe button so I can know that it's working. That would be much appreciated. And again, it just helped me get comfortable on camera, really show who I am and what I stand for. And I'm going to get even better on that. I'm going to have even more of a voice on that. And if, again, you like it or you don't, that's up to you. But I'm going to keep doing me. So if you like this video, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button, and let me know what you accomplished this year, what your failures were, and what you expect out of next year. I'll catch you in the next one.